Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Bookmap webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be looking at any market that you guys want to that we can connect to Bookmap, and will be the goal here is to go through the order flow analysis. And why order flow? Order flow is the tool or vehicle we're going to use here for understanding the market participants. They can only participate in the market with orders. Okay, so logic follows that if they're going to be participating with their orders, we want to understand the flow of their orders so we can understand how people are interacting and participating in the auction process. Okay, so a few news items. If you guys haven't already heard about it or partaken in it, the blue jacket hoodie here, win the coveted blue jacket hoodie and also $600 subscription value. Just go to your Instagram, X, or LinkedIn, take a screenshot of a marked up Bookmap chart. The best content wins, and then hashtag free blue jacket it enters you into it, and just put it on social media. That's it. And the Bruce's pilot program here. So yeah, we've got this. The name's going to change. All right, so we're moving on out of a pilot program into something that's a tangible thing. Anyway, it's understanding how to build an edge is the process in here. I'll put the link into the chat for you so that if you're interested in this, you can sign up and partake in it. It's free. It's all included with the Global or Global Plus subscription. And then our Bookmap Academy, we did not meet last night, but the process here, journaling, building a playbook, that's actually what we're going to be doing in that pilot program. And this is the process in here that, the big strokes here, the big picture here, what we're looking at is the impetus, what's moving the market, the key levels where that impetus might be moving the market to on the higher time frames. And then we want to develop our strategies and scenarios around those ideas. And then finally, we drill down to the proper setup selection for the strategies and scenarios, the key levels, and what's moving the market. The setup, you guys should know. That's part of the Bookmap Academy. And the pilot program for sure. You know it intimately. You know exactly what you're looking for. You grade your setup, that it's a good one or a bad one, or better one, and then you determine your sizing, and then you execute with the order flow. All right, and that's what we're here for. All right, let's go through a couple disclosures. All Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's jump in. That's the NASDAQ. Let's jump over to the S&P, and wow, look at that. All right, look at that. It is one heck of an environment out there. Anyway, look at all of that liquidity up in here, and we just traded into and through it. To me, this just this is crazy stuff. I don't think there's been any news to justify this kind of move. There's no releases today. The markets, I guess Trump had some comments, and the markets are reacting to this. Anyway, we see the sell-off from the other day, yesterday. And then this is the retracement, and this is the short squeeze here to the upside. Okay, right into and through, just tons of liquidity here around this 6680 level, and it's still squeezing higher. All right, so huge momentum behind that, yeah, we can take a look at the 9:30 cash open here. and the back and forth, and then off to the races here. Into it, high liquidity, retracement, and then the continuation here. All right, so let's see, any questions to begin with? And let's see here. No. Okay, we're good. All right, let's take a deeper look into things then. And we're going to start with our higher time frame. Now, you guys might have heard me talk about this here. I think I have the continuous contract. If not, then that's a pity. But when you input a yeah, I don't have it. Okay, so it's a little wonky on this. So we have, though, this is really great. I mean, look at how I can zoom out to several months, and if I'm looking at the continuous contract, I can go out to 2 or 3 years now. And what this will allow me to do as well is let's put the candlestick chart on here. Okay, and we'll put on the candles, and we'll look at I don't want that. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, let's look at a weekly. There we go. Okay, so here's our weekly candles. Now we can kind of dumb this down a little bit, or make it a little easier to look at, and we can take off best bid and offer, and we can make the volume dots a lot smaller. Okay, all right, there we go. So here's our weekly candlestick chart, and here we can even, let's go to a daily actually. Just a minute. And you can see monthly as well. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's our daily, and so here's the big move down from October 10th, and then the retracement all the way back up to where it dropped from, and then we started to see the continuation yesterday and today as well, and then now we're seeing all sorts of buying coming right back in. Okay, so we are right now in between this huge zone here, and the back and forth, and the sellers, we have not overcome that. This is what is the Trump's comments, or this tariff information, is really what has been driving the market. No, there's no question about that. We know that from back in April. The markets are extremely sensitive to the tariffs information. So anyway, that's where we are in the kind of bigger picture here, and we can zoom in and take a look at smaller time frames here. If you guys like, it's up to you, but there's this interesting feature we put in on the candles, and it's enable candlestick aggregation to align with the body width. Okay, this is pretty interesting. I like it. Just you have to note though that if you do use this, well, let me show you how it works. If you do use this, and we look at, let's say let's actually zoom in first. All right. Okay. And if we do use this, we have to understand what time frames we're looking at. Okay, so now I just chose a 15-minute candlestick chart. Okay, that's the time frame. All right, well, you can see vertical dotted line. Each vertical dotted line right now is 15 minutes. And we have a candle on each vertical dotted line. If I zoom in a little further, you can see that now it's in 5 minutes with each vertical dotted line, but we still have the candle here. Now this is where it gets really interesting, and let me actually change the time frame a little bit more. Okay, we can look at 5 minutes, we can look at 1 minute, but when I start to zoom out, here's what happens. Okay, these will start to aggregate together, and you'll see it's when the body widths start to overlap here. There you go. So now you can see that the candle is not 15 minutes anymore. It is what is it? It's 9:50 to 10, now it's 10 minutes each one. Okay, but I zoom back in, it will go back to 5 minutes. All right. Same if we go down into 1 minute chart. Okay. So just understand that the candles are going to be a little different when when they start to overlap, right? And that's a good thing. If you want it, see, they'll start to overlap here, and there you go, and it changes into like a 5 minute candle at that point. Okay, so that'll give you different time frames very, very quickly by just zooming in and out. Anyway, if you don't like that feature, and I didn't for a long time, then just go back to the candlesticks here in the studies configuration and disable it here. Okay, so that they will not aggregate when you zoom and the body widths overlap. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let's take a further look into things. Well, we're still in an uptrend, and for the day, clearly, and big squeezes in here, but lots of volume behind it, and that's pretty much where we are. We can jump over. We can look at the daily over here with our Trader Pro. And you can see we're right back in the middle here on the daily, on the hourly as well. Let's take a look at less bars here. There we go. And on the 15-minute. Okay, so what's going on in here? Well, we see the on the hourly here, the momentum back up here to this 97 level. Didn't get to 700. And then we see the sell-off here. So we're finding some sellers up in this area here where we previously found some wicks as well. So that's seems to be what we need to see. We need to see if there's still a momentum in here. Right now, we can see that there's sellers up here. We know that much. Profit takers, sellers, whatever it is, doesn't matter. All right. So let's zoom back in. Okay, and let's add the heat map on, and let's add the best bid and offer, and we'll pump up the volume here. There we go. Okay. Boy, not much of a read here. You know, right now, you know, some selling came in, and we're still structurally holding here, as you guys can see. Okay, so this structure where it kind of broke out from, it's just retested here, and it's holding. Okay, so let's see what happens up here. We'll get a test up here probably right now to this 6690 level. And we'll see if we break it and come up into 6,700. A lot of liquidity up there at 6,700 at the moment. All right. Yeah, this is, I don't know about you guys, this has been a challenging environment in my opinion. And boy, you know, the price action is just kind of nutty, and I mean, we know what's going on, like these massive squeezes, and then you see the price move back down, and then it'll squeeze all the way back up. Okay, I mean, that's that's my feeling of what's kind of going on in some of these areas in here, and I don't know, on the daily you can see we're just right stuck in the middle right there, but anyway, yeah, here comes some buyers here to try to get right back up here. Yeah, it's not seeing much, guys. So let's look at some other key levels in here, and let's I'm going to take the candlestick chart off for now. And also let me add in the Trader Map Pro. Okay, and I didn't add it earlier this morning. Okay, so you can use Instrument Copy, you can use Trader Map Lite, you can use Trader Map Pro. Doesn't matter, but what you can do is you can look at your higher time frame candles with the order flow in here if you like that, and then go to your lower time frame here with the Trader Map Pro and trade off of this chart here if you like. Okay, once it starts to populate here. Yeah, the OPEX as well. The third Friday of every month. So we do have that. All right, I'm going to take the, let's see here if how did our Trader Map Pro do? Data received. Huh. All right. I'm going to take the candles off. And there we go. Okay, so now we can look at the pure order flow. Yeah, guys, I mean, like extremely trappy type of stuff in here. That's what I've been seeing. It's been challenging. You know, like you can look at like your cumulative volume delta in here. There's more selling than buying up in here. There's this divergent. You see sellers coming in. You even have some exhaustion right there and more sellers coming in. And it looks like we should trade down here. We should trade down to this liquidity here. We should get the move back down into, you know, some of this value area down here. And then price just reverses back up. We get sellers and we get a squeeze up into the high liquidity up in here. So you know, we can look for that because just that's what I see driving the markets right now. So we can look at this selling in here. And where are we going to find buyers to squeeze these sellers? And we'd have to look for where they're trapped, and it's going to be back up above here, right above this 87 level right here, certainly above 90 or 89 or 90 up here. One of the things we can do in here, we'll insert a new column. We'll use the cumulative or the chart range volume profile, and then we're going to configure it here by right-clicking in that column and then put in delta here. So we can start to look for maybe some potential squeezes in here, right? So look at all these sellers in here. Okay. Now maybe you know, it's these buyers up in here are going to get squeezed. I kind of doubt it, but or maybe the market's ready to move, right? But you know, we'll see here. You know, everything is looking hunky-dory for this, in my opinion. For this to drop. Okay, we've got, you know, tremendous divergence or enough divergence. We see sellers coming in. I would look for sellers to drive it back down to some of these lower levels here, and then we'll just be on the lookout though for the opposite. Okay, because once we can get back up above this, like, I mean, you can just look at the column here above this 85 level here, where all that selling is up in here. They're going to be buyers up in here, and it'll be a nice nice squeeze to the upside. Okay, so anyway, you can see this is what we'd be looking for, sellers coming in like this. Okay, back down to at least the bottom edge here. That's good. If you are well, what I have found in this environment in here is take your partial profit at the bottom edge. Okay, you can look for some of that liquidity to trade here as well, and then take your profit because the squeezes are tough. Okay, we'll see if we get one here or not. Gold now sells off huge. Huh, really? No, I'm looking at gold on another chart. I mean, it's at 42.57. No, so that's a. I don't really. Well, yeah, it is selling off. Okay, well, it's playing nicely so far. This is what we kind of anticipated here. We don't see a squeeze. Ah, God, I'm gonna close this Trader Map Pro stuff in here. I'm also gonna close my AMD. All right, there we go. Okay, all right, bottom edge down to here now. Okay, so it's through this little zone and down here. Now let's see what we get down here. Okay, maybe a little bit further, and let's see if we get the buyers come in or not. We can look for that potential trend line break accumulation set up here as well at this point, right? Okay. So now, do we have though? It's really not a higher time frame level, right? So I just want to be clear on that with you guys regarding that setup. This is not a higher time frame level. It's like here at 1021 is the level. You know, this one's a little bit better down here, and this one, of course, would be better too. But we can look for maybe a small move out of it. Let's see if we get some of this liquidity trading here. It looks like this transacted here on the bid, this passive liquidity, and then this one was kind of pulled here. So we might get it though. Let's see if those buyers come in. Okay, first thing we're going to look for is the structure break. Okay, now this is what we've got. Now this is a lower time frame again. This is the level. Okay, and our structure now is kind of defined here. We do see some passive liquidity getting filled here, and there's more sellers. Okay, so it hasn't broken that structure yet, and we don't see aggressive buyers yet either. Right, so it would have kept us out of that. Wouldn't have, it didn't unfold. Okay, nice trend away though from all of this area up in here. Okay, we're down at another level here. Okay, I'm going to clear all my drawings, and we're going to look for it again in here. Okay, this looks better. Look at all of that passive liquidity. Okay, and again, we can look at this on a smaller time frame in here, and that structural level is really that trend line, or maybe this. Well, maybe it's this swing now here, but I will take a look at it. Okay, now we're looking for buyers back up above it. Okay, and we're looking for a transition from sell side to buy side, and I don't see that transition happening yet. Okay, so there's still more selling. Okay, we got a double bottom. And let's see if we trade back down into this liquidity or not here. Still not enough buyers, and structure is not broken. Boy, I mean, if this squeezed here, could be a really nice move. Okay, here we go. Now let's see it. I'm looking for those buyers now. There they go. Okay, so now let's see these buyers now move it away from this area. Let's see, they're gonna attack where these sellers came in up here, is what I'd be looking for, or the swing up in here, kind of this zone up in here between 73 and 76. Okay, we've gotten a pullback. Got to see those buyers again, and now we're looking for them to retest back up here and then break out from the area here. And no. Again, guys, like we're looking for this here. This is our key level, which we know is not, really a key level. All right. I need to re-emphasize that again and again. Okay. So understanding your key levels is critical. Okay. So this is the best key level here on the downside, and then some of these swings up in here. Now this is intraday stuff. And the setup that we're talking about is going to be a little. We're going to give a little bit of leeway in here for the sake of the webinar. Okay, it's a little different than what we look for in the setups checklist in here. Okay, just to go through these concepts in here in the webinar. Okay, it's going to be very similar. But it's we're going to be, kind of using alternatives or variations of it in here. Okay, so and if you guys want access to that, you can download the setup from the setups checklist, or I'm sorry, from the pilot program, the pinned area. You can import it here, and we just go to setups under setups checklist. Here, I'll show you where. Okay, and under your C drive, Bookmap, add-ons, setups checklist. Okay, and then you'll see in here all the different setups. Trendline break and accumulation is here. We'll open that one. Okay, and there it is. Only 4 criteria here that we're looking for. Okay, all right, interesting one. All right, so buyers now up at the top level here. Okay, after this kind of breakdown here failed. And let's see if we get this or not. Yeah, the DNT, you're talking about the low in the ETH. Guys, look, I mean, we're right smack dab in the middle here on the daily. We're kind of smack dab in the middle here on all time frames, really, right now. Earlier, we were kind of looking, we knew that there were sellers up in here. We saw the reaction in here when we came in for the webinar. This is the 1030 candle here. This was the 1015 candle. So you know, we knew there was going to be some sellers in here. How many? We didn't know. I thought maybe we'd get more of a squeeze up and a push higher up into 6,700, but not yet. But we still can. Okay, we've come all the way back down here. There's going to be, you know, points of control in here, or you know, areas that were heavily traded here, as you can see right here at 64. Also another one down here around 58. Now here we go. Okay, so this is looking interesting now. All right, now we are seeing that transition, right? Okay, so let's see these buyers now take it higher. All right, and where would we want to see this go and take your single? Well, I mean, maybe already here at this area, but I think we can probably get a little higher here and go for the swing up above here. Okay, so I kind of, boy, I hate turning my head and looking at something else, and then we do get what we were looking for. It seems to be pretty consistent. Anyway, this is the squeeze that we were talking about. Let's see if we can identify some nice targets here. The first one I would be looking for is this 6,700 swing here, okay, or a 77 swing. Okay, we just got shy of it here. So high liquidity coming in here at 79. So it looks good. Let's see if we get some more momentum here. Yeah, no, but no, not saying that this is over at all. We're coming back down to bounce off of the level here, or the structure here. We'll see if we bounce or trade through it here. That's a lot of selling. That's a lot of selling though. Okay. Anyway, guys, this is the environment that I've been seeing. It's very I found it challenging last few days. Let's see, what's the minimum we have here for the market bubbles? Yeah, let's just go back up to up here. Hold on. So volume dots here. This is this here. I'm just going to turn it to default. Okay, I hit on restore right here. I'm using the default settings here. Okay, it's volume delta, which is buy minus sell, and the size and the transparency, and then the smart clustering. It's smack dab in the middle here. Can I explain the icebergs? Sure. Okay, it's this blue line in the subchart here, this kind of darker blue line. Matteo, do you need okay, how it works? I'll explain that. When this is based off of like cumulative volume delta in here. Okay, so here, let me get rid of the CVD here, which cumulative volume delta, but like basically it's doing the same output as the cumulative volume delta. It's just buy minus sell. Okay, so if there are more buy icebergs, you'll see the move to the upside. Okay, if it starts moving to the downside, you know there's more sell icebergs in here. Okay, that's how it works. At least that's the setting I have. You don't have to go with that setting. You can go to the settings, right click on it, and go to the settings in here. You know, I have it as summation here. Someone like Scott Pulcini, he is using sliding or a reset value. Okay, and let me show you what he's doing, for example, with sliding here. Okay, now it's very, very different. And he is actually aligning the vertical axes in here of stops and icebergs. And hold on a minute. Oh, okay. So symmetrical first. Okay. So let's go to reset. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I've got it set for a reset value every minute. You can see here, like it started to climb up and then it reset down to 0. Okay. So what we're looking for here is spikes so you know that there was a lot of buying icebergs in here. Okay, right down in here or right through this area in here. Okay, now this is a setting that he likes. I think he either uses reset. I believe he uses sliding though. So it's up to you. Now, if you want more information on this, let me show you where to go. Okay, and then play around with the settings yourself. Okay, I prefer looking at the summation, and I don't want to align my vertical axes here. Okay, so what this allows me to do is look at the hold on a minute. Okay, this allows me to do is do a comparison, because these are not aligned. The red line, which is the stops, the blue line, which is the icebergs, and they're different, but I can look at it referentially here, and I can understand that okay, this is, if I zoom out a little bit, this was a pretty big iceberg buying spree up in this area all the way through here. They were buying, and then they started selling on the way back up here. All right, and then I understand that now with the icebergs, and then I can compare it though with the reference to where are there big spikes here in stop runs. Okay, so a big stop run here to the upside, you would look for that. This just looks like a stop run on the way up here, and you can see a little bit of one in here as well. Okay, Mateo, does that answer your question? All right, let's see here. Yeah, I like these buyers coming in here. These are pretty big swings, and there's still some buying in here, and there's liquidity back up here at 80. So I'm looking for these buyers to go for it. Okay, and trade up here into 80, and let's see if they've got enough pressure here. Nothing yet. Yeah, the sliding. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, Alois. I personally, I want to see this reference here. Like, where are they buying? With the icebergs, where are people getting stopped out? Okay, so we see this move to the downside. A lot of people got stopped out. Okay, great. So now we know a lot of people exited down in this area in here, and let's see if the buyers come right back now. And let's see if they can reach back to this 80 level here. Okay, I like it. This is, again, this is the environment we've kind of been seeing here. Is these kind of right in the middle, somewhere around in here. you'll see the buyers above it, and then the sellers will push through, and then the sellers below it here. Now we're right back in the middle here, and let's look for buyers above it here. Okay, we'll see. Okay, if we do get buyers up in here, I would look for them to trade not only to the swing here, but I would look for that liquidity. It's been in here for a little while now. All right, let's see if we can get maybe a little more sellers on the hook here. And then this is where we're looking for the buyers back up above for the squeeze. It would be right up here at 70. There they are. Okay, now let's see these buyers. Let's see if we get the book to help us here too. So I'm looking on the bid in here to see if, yeah, there we go. There's some on the bid in there. Now let's see these buyers come in hand over fist now, and I want to see these stops being triggered on the way up, up into 80 up here. Okay, I mean, just look how bad that looks in here. You know, this looks like it should be dropping. It should follow through to the downside right in here. Okay, right there. There's, you know, more selling than buying all the way through. You know, look at these low volume pullbacks into these areas in here, selling coming in, and then the squeeze is on. Okay, now let's see if we get continuation on this or not. Okay, and that would be buyers back up above here. Okay, we're bouncing around off that 70 level where we just kind of outlined right here. And let's see if we get that. Okay, and let's see, does the order book help us? Not yet. Not yet. Let's see some support underneath here. Nope. Okay, that was it. That was it for the squeeze. Just back up to the 73 level up here, or above this swing here at 72.5. Tapesh, good morning. All right, this is getting interesting too. We have the book skewed here on the offer, and we're finding some sellers, but let's see if they continue. Okay, all right, so we are getting a push through. Okay, let's zoom out. Let's take a look at this level here now. Now, I want to see this next level tested, to be honest. There we go, 55. Okay, maybe a little bit lower below it here. And then let's see if we get buyers coming back in. All right, let's see it, buyers. Let's see the squeeze now. We just traded into some high liquidity along the way. We're at a level here, just below it. And right there is where we're looking for them. And let's see it here. Retest. And nope. And right here is where I'm looking for those buyers. Okay, 58. And that high liquidity traded. Anyway, I'm just kind of looking for these squeezes to unfold here, one way or the other. Yeah, thanks, Louise. So sent Mateo to the knowledge base there. Yep. All right. Well, let's go through maybe an anatomy of a squeeze in here. What this might look like. When we brought up our CVP column here, chart range volume profile with the delta, and we're looking for some of these key levels, and then also just below some of the key levels, and then high liquidity getting filled though along the way on the bid. Okay, and then we're looking for these buyers to try to move price away pretty quickly and break the structure, but it's got to be on size. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, and let's see if we get it. Here we go. Let's see if we get a bit more here. Right, this is our 58 level again. Okay, now let's see if we get a retest back up here and buyers. It's looking pretty paltry right now. Looks pretty bad. I do not see the buyers in here. I see more selling right now. Okay, but let's see if we can get back up. Here we go. Okay, buyers, let's see you lift it now. I think they got it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Now we want to really see that pick up now. Okay, so high liquidity just transacted here at 63. You guys can hit your single there on something like that. Consider it because this is a squeeze, and some of there's sellers up here, and we traded into them. Okay, and you can see that we see a pullback already. Okay, so is the squeeze over, or if we get back up again, will it squeeze more? Let's take a look here. Okay, we're going to look for the order book to help us here. Okay, underneath, and I'm not seeing much support. Okay, we do have more sellers on the hook. Okay, more starting to get up there again, but look at the order book now here. See how the order book's kind of holding that down. Okay, oh, interesting. Okay, here we go. Let's see it now. Let's see this thing fly. Oh, right up to this, right up to it, and then some selling. Again, this is the environment I've been seeing. Like we get right up to it, and then someone dumps. Okay, and then here we go again, and now let's see the squeeze. Where it's everything is pretty set up for it pretty nicely here. Okay, so let's see if we can get up into and through. There's 1,000 contracts up here, and doesn't matter if there's enough buyers in here getting squeezed. It'll trade into it and through it. Okay, let's see if we can get all the way back up into 80 here. Okay, I mean it looks implausible, but you just got to think all of these people are on the hook in here. These can be really, really powerful moves. Well, Pedro, I mean, what's driving price action is kind of the question, and that's kind of where we started off with we start off on all of these webinars. The impetus, what's moving the market, and this is the environment that I've been seeing that I'm looking for is okay. This Trump came out with some comments about tariffs. The market took it bullishly, but it certainly didn't last night. It sold off pretty hard. Now here we are, all over the place. Okay, so here again, look at this little right here. This is kind of the I don't know. I call it under over, but I don't know. J Trader calls it the under over. I think something differently. But see where we accepted above, we broke down. Now we're accepting above, and we're looking for the squeeze here. Okay, and now the squeeze, Pedro, is only driving price in the short term. Okay, that's it, and until it's exhausted out, and it doesn't find any more people to squeeze. You might get it going a little bit higher, and get some more buyers buying at that point to get them on the hook, and then we kind of reverse around again, and then the squeeze is on to the downside as well. Okay. And I find it to be a tricky environment. Because we just don't know how many people are on the hook. Now here visually, I mean, we know there's a lot of sellers in here. We see the stop run here. Okay, a lot. That drove this price action here. Okay, now we see the stop runs to the upside here. We haven't had a big one though, like a real big one. Well, I guess it did retrace all the way back up to here. I'm still looking for this 80 though. And we're in a zone here between the 73 and 65 or 66 right now. Okay, and here we go. Now let's see if those buyers show up again, and let's see if we get our stop run all the way up into 80 here. Looks pretty good. Okay, we're up into the swing here at 75, and let's see if we can just squeeze a little bit more up into 80 here. That would be nice. This is again why I don't know, if you guys have multiples on, I'm looking for taking some profits in these areas in here because that might be enough. That might be it. And then we have to rotate all the way back down to here again before we come back up again, if we come back up again. And so take some off or take all off. You know, these kinds of moves are hard to follow through. I don't know. That's my assessment. I don't know if anyone else has some other insights here. um, the well, let's see, Laura, you'd ask the checklist. Okay, so for the pilot program and the checklist, we're being very rigid, right? It is we're looking for these things only, and we're training for only those things, these items in here. Okay, and only these things, and this is the best way to go. Now, why is because this is what we're training for, and this is what we're looking for. And if it doesn't show, we don't trade. We don't trade. Okay, we don't take it. Okay, if we have all these elements, we grade them and we check, you know, the box. We grade them and we look for something that we have studied in replay mode many times over. We know what it looks like, etc. Now, I'm kind of paraphrasing or kind of riffing off of some of these things in here, Laura. The number one and thing here is we're looking at passive liquidity, but it's not on 3 levels. Okay, number two, I mentioned earlier that this was not really a higher time frame level on many of these in here, but we have been talking about structural breaks quite a bit. The structural breaks look pretty good to me, and then the aggressive accumulation, it's been okay. I mean, you can see that in hindsight, you can see that transition here. I mean, we were kind of looking for it, right? I mean, we marked up that 58 level, and then we started to see that transition in here. You can see it now, right? And then we know the squeeze is on, and we look for some of these areas in here or high liquidity and swings to take some off. Yeah, see, look, we went through this scenario in here already. Take some off up in here. It was looking great to stream right up into 80 here. Okay, we have to rotate all the way back down here again. And then let's see if we get these sellers in here on the hook or buyers to squeeze them up into 80. Okay, makes sense? Laura, am I making sense to you? One thing that I have been mentioning about the I have mentioned this even on for the higher time frame in the setups checklist is the structure break. Okay, the structure break is we say it's trend line, but I think we have said many times over that it's about structure, wherever the structure is. Sometimes it's a diagonal structure and it very clearly breaks. A lot of times on this setup in here, it turns into a horizontal structure, like on this one at 58. Okay, so if we put the trend line in here, that's why I want you guys to understand the structure, not so much about the trend line, because like here's your trend line, right? And we're looking at for the structure break down here. Now, obviously, you could draw another trend line here, something like that. But for me, at least, like this doesn't have as much meaning. Is this 58 level that I'm looking for? All right. So again, crazy, crazy levels and crazy activity in here. We've retraced all the way back down to 58 now. Okay. Again, take some off in some of these levels. And I was looking for it. I thought we had enough momentum in here, enough juice to hit 80. Nope, we didn't. Even in here, like these guys are on the hook. These buyers are all on the hook now. We should see the stop runs and the moves back down into some of these levels here. Anyway, like, what's moving the markets? And that's what we want to answer that question. Okay. And the orders in here, it's just, people are getting bashed around, it looks like to me. All right, here's our 930 cash open right here. And we're just all over the place. Low volume pullback. All right, let's go through some of this in here. Let me get to more of your questions in here. Sorry, guys, I've been kind of really going on about identifying or getting to the anatomy of some of these squeezes in here. So let me take a break here and answer some of your questions. Laura, the setups checklist is in the pilot program. You'll see it. It's pinned in there. I can drop it in for you here as well. Hold on a minute. Well, I'll just show you. I'll show you in the pilot program. Hold on a minute. Okay, so if we go over here, right here, pin up here. Let's move that away. The pin, and then okay, so you'll see all the feeds in here. They're all feeds. Huh. Maybe I didn't. I thought I dropped it in here. I was pretty sure I did. All right, I didn't. Well, then let's do it now. Okay, so hold on a minute. Go back up to File, open your user folder here. Okay. C drive, Bookmap, add-ons. Go down to setups checklist. Okay, here. And then here it is here. And then I'll drag and drop it over into the pilot program. There you go. All right, and where to add it as well. No, that should be it. Anyway, guys, crazy markets. Here we go again. Look at the buyers after dipping just below here. And again, more buyers. Now, we traded, we're into that 58 level again here. Now, we just traded into a lot of liquidity, though. Okay, we need to go through it. And we need to see that all of these, well, these sellers are on the hook in here. And we don't see that so far. Oh, right. It's on the Google Drive as well. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where I put it. Okay, let's see it now. Then we're back up again here. And that's not a whole lot. And if we traded up here and I don't see a big stop run, it's exhausted out. So we can look for, buyers in here to get them to cough up their position. So look for now sellers to come in and trade back down below here, below the 66.50. Okay, that'll be a nice move maybe into 45. Okay, let me see a question about the second about the sometimes you see large red bubbles, but still price keeps moving higher. Okay, so yeah, let's go through that and what's happening there. Okay, like right up in here. So here's a large green bubble. Now this transacted right into a lot of sellers. Okay, right here, no question about it. Right. Look at that. Look at this. Like no one wanted to take them on. Like we have in here how much liquidity? Like 1,000 lot, over 1,000 orders or lots here. In fact, it's one trader that's holding probably about 1,000. The 49 in here is probably the regular liquidity that's in here. And look at this. Not one transaction. It goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then finally, buyers make the transaction right into that high liquidity. Okay, so and now it went through a little bit, okay, but this is where the buyers met the sellers. Right now, what we want to understand after this transaction is what happens next. Who has more supply or demand? Right. So if we come back up and we still see that there's buyers in here, okay, we need to see follow through by those buyers. We need to see a lot of them up here. If we don't get that and we kind of exhaust out like right in here, I would look for sellers below this swing right here at 58 and then for them to hit it hard. Okay, does that make sense? Because now the transactions took place up in here. In fact, we have some structure in here as well, and that's exactly what the setup is. This is about understanding the transactions taking place here, and there's no follow through. Now we're looking for sellers, and so we have the selling accumulation here passively, and we don't get aggressors from the buy side taking this higher. So we're looking for now sellers to accumulate over here to drive price lower. Now, how many sellers did we get in here? And we can answer the question. We can look at it in here. We're not getting a whole lot, right? We really need to see the transition take place. That's when we can get the move down. Okay, and in fact, so we rotate back up again in here, and then now it's starting to look a little bit better here. Okay, now then that's a stop run, but we see the selling below. Okay, selling below. All right, now selling transacted, and we see some back and forth. Okay. All right, and still, okay, that takes us up to the current market. Okay, so it's a hard read here, but what we're looking for is that transition to take place, and then the passive liquidity absorbs all of those buyers. Then the structure, we don't see buyers back up above it. They don't have the power. They don't have the buying power anymore. and then we look for aggressive sellers in here, and then we look for them to drive price away from that area. Okay, I hope that answers your question. And to, you know, one thing, Sakin, like about this is, it's not a math problem. Like it's not like this happened exactly like this, and therefore, you know, this should happen. You know, it's a probabilities thing. There might be more buyers or more sellers, and so, for example, when you see, you know, big red dots, and they trade into liquidity, there's just more aggressors than there is passive buyers in the limit buy orders in here, so they're able to trade through it. That's all that's happening. Like up in here, there were still more buyers to be able to trade through this area up in here, back up into here. It's a great question, once you start to understand this, you understand the markets. You know, some of these things. I would recommend that you go to bookmap.com, click on education, and then scroll down here to market mechanics course here. Okay, and watch at least part 1 here of the market mechanics course, because this is exactly what we go through. You know, you can start to understand, like here, for example, is a potential spoof. You know, and what would it look like in here? Well, you might see a tremendous amount all of a sudden pop into the order book on the offer, and maybe there's just no interest by the buyers, so basically it skewed the order book, and you see sellers drive price away from it. Okay, it has an effect. Okay, now technically it cannot move. This is just influence in here, technically it cannot make that market move. Okay, the aggressors, the market buy and sell orders, these are the ones that move the market. Okay, but this can have an impact on the market. That's why people do it. Now, a lot of times we'll see maybe price will rotate back up to C. They want to go for these guys. They want to trade with them, and then these guys get cold feet, or they had no intent to trade ever in the first place, and they pull all of their orders away immediately. Okay, and that would be the spoof part. All right, guys, let's see here. Now we've interesting. Okay, so we followed through to the downside here. We're getting down to the cash. Yep, the level here on the cash session here. Okay, so this is going to be a good level to take a look at. Okay, that is the low of the day here. Okay, there's your spoof, potential spoof right there. Okay, see that high liquidity? It transacted here. They pulled it here though. They had no intent to trade. Okay, so as soon as price comes up, the last second in here, they pulled it away. It is a little more complex than that. You know, we see some came down a level lower in here, but it did not transact either. Nothing did. Nothing transacted in there. So Sakin, this is another way to take a look at it. Do you see a big green dot trading into that? No. Okay, so this was they had no intent to trade here at that price level. Okay. Now the question is, okay, that's great, but like, was there still more buying pressure? Yeah, there was some, not a whole lot, and it price didn't go higher. And now we're finding aggressive sellers come right back in, and they're going to probably go for this just below 50 here at this liquidity here at 48 3/4. All right, let me try to find some. I wanted to go over trading his life has weaved his way into the low volume pullback setup, and that's what we're going to go over next in that pilot program. But and what that looks like. Okay, well, I mean, you'll see it all over the place, and I mean, this you see the selling in here, like this is the impulse move. There's some buying that came back in. Now it's not bad, but look at it compared to the selling. Okay, there's more sellers here, okay, than there are buyers here. Right, so that's where you can look for the selling to come in here, take it down to either the bottom of the range or look for it to start to trend and the next level of liquidity here at that 49 level. And now it's very short-lived. It kind of did it, right? And now we're seeing the buyers come right back in now, right? And this is going to be the squeeze here. So I would look for, let's see if we can still see this squeeze higher. Okay, so let's see if we get a low volume pullback. No selling in here. No, I'm not looking for sellers here. Okay, and I'm looking for buyers up here. All right, let's see if we get it now. All right, now there we go. Now see how quickly that happened. It's kind of hard to in this environment, like it especially, it's hard to kind of capture those. But you know, it did it, and you can see now, like this is a very small time frame, and it did the move. This is where you would take your profit on that, is here. Okay, now it might continue. Okay, here's another low volume pullback right in here. Okay, and again, it's come back up here. I would look for a little bit more than that. We should maybe get a move up into 60 now, but we'll see. Okay, as another low volume pullback right in here. Okay, I see buyers. I do not see sellers. Okay. Okay, now see, it's tricky though, and you know, we had marked up our this 58 level here, which doesn't have too much meaning, to be honest, right now. It did over here. It's not bad, actually. Spiked above it, and then it failed. Anyway, this was actually one of the reasons why Trading is Life, or in others, why I didn't choose this setup, because it happens very, very quickly. But let's take a look at this one in here. This is a beautiful little flag pattern in here. You know, it is perfect. You know, here's your flag. Okay, measured move, and then it did kind of another one in here, and again measured move back up into. Well, there's no liquidity. I thought we'd get to 60. Didn't. It just went above the swing up here a little bit, and then all of these buyers are now on the hook, being stubborn, staying in the market, and they're going to get stopped out on the way down here. Okay, we haven't seen the stop run yet, but watch. If we can get down below right here, let's see it. Hey, is that a low volume pullback? Well, not anymore. Not anymore. Very, very quick moves here. So that everything is kind of obfuscated now at this point. You know, we don't really know. Okay, it's all over the place. It's back and forth. All right, back down here again. And I still like this as a long squeeze. So all of these buyers in here, let's look for the squeeze. Let's see it, sellers. Let's see it. Now hit it hard. Right here is where we need to see them hit it hard. Okay, and we can get a nice move out of that. We can come back down to our 41 level, which is the low of the day here. That's what I'd be looking for. And not out of the woods yet, but looking good. And are we going to get our sellers or not? I mean, technically, we should. And like I said, though, what I've been seeing is this turns into a move above, and now the squeeze is right back on for this whole level back, maybe back up to 60. All right, guys. Anyway, we saw a few things that were nice. It's just a lot of it's been a lot of back and forth. A lot of tricky moves. Does Bookmap have a free trial before buying? Mohammed, not a free trial. There's a free version, and that will connect to the futures markets and the stocks with a delay. It will connect to one cryptocurrency if you want to take a look at that, because that data is free, and we do allow one connection. So you could look at Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever it is you want to look at. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up here. This has been you know, a little bit of chaos, but just to cover the main points. So we were basically most of the time in here we're talking about trapped traders, trying to identify them and what their activity might look like for certain squeezes, and that's what I see driving the markets with this kind of back and forth right now, and until we get more of a pure direction here. Okay, so yeah, you can see we kind of squeezed up a little bit here, but nothing much, and now the sellers are back in. So we're looking for this level here. Now, again, like this level is starting to transact right now. Now, this is a good level here. Okay, this is the low of the cash session. Okay, so wait and watch and see. Are we seeing a lot of accumulation down below this key level? I don't. It needs to go lower. So I'm not seeing it for that trend line break and accumulation setup. We'd really want to see heavy, high liquidity on the bid getting filled on the way down at least 3 different price levels. And then we look for a structure break and then we look for the aggressive accumulation and for them to move price higher. Okay, so I do not see, we're at the key level. I just don't see, I see some liquidity, okay, but I don't see a lot. I want to lean on the buyers on the bid passively here, then with the aggressors, with the moving that price and breaking structure, and then for them to charge up to the sellers on the offer. Okay, so this would be kind of like our support if there was high liquidity in here. Does that make sense? Like, we know that there's buyers in here absorbing, taking on the sellers. The sellers finally exhaust out. There's no more selling. Then we know that if the aggressors come in on the buy side, we have now a much better potential to move away from that area. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we will catch up with you on Monday. All right? Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.